We started so bravely. We didn't think of failure. We just believed in Dr. Jerome Bosman's dream of having a private school where we could have rolling lawns, sports fields, trees, and lots of space for children to play, grow, and develop without leaving home.
The real question that we've got to ask ourselves today is, why did St. Patrick's actually start? The Holy Cross Convent in Kokstad was started by the Holy Cross Order of Nuns in 1894. In 1992, which was 98 years later, it was now a junior school only with 93 pupils.
The Natal Education Department decided to withdraw the financial support of the Holy Cross Convent in Kokstad. So a group of very forward-thinking and brave parents decided to open a private school in the old Holy Cross buildings.
Two parents in particular realized that there was no school available to take those 93 children. So they petitioned the Education Department and decided to go independent. And that was the birth of St. Patrick's Preparatory, which later became St. Patrick's College.
We had 5 teachers, a secretary, and 2 of the nuns were part of our teaching group.
So when I started at St. Patrick's, Val Orpwood was head of school and Cynthia Kilroy was secretary, and they were an amazing, formidable team. There was nothing that they couldn't do. They were the glue that stuck that school together.
If one looks back over the years, I think our thanks are due to a myriad of people. When we first moved into the old convent in town, we only had a 1-year lease with the Holy Cross Order because they were trying to sell the property. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to run a school on a 1-year lease when you're trying to convince parents to send their children to school for longer than 5 years at a time? Eventually, Bishop Slattery of the Diocese of Kokstad bought the property and gave us 4 periods of 5 years each. So until the high school and the junior school were then erected, that was the place of abode.
Our school was really based on no money and lots of faith. The teachers, for the first few years, were paid in cash. And the secretary asked us not to make any major purchases because she couldn't really guarantee our salaries. That didn't deter us. Life carried on. We taught.
It was in the September of 1996 that the Board of Governors first considered the proposal to extend the preparatory school and develop an independent senior school for the area. There were many considerations that informed this decision, not least the question of where the children already in school were going to access their secondary education. Questions of costs, travelling, downtime at work for parents, and the very real loss to the local economy of the funds leaving the area to fund education elsewhere were all considered in the planning of the project.
A few years after I had started, the board then realized they had to source bigger premises because we were growing, and they managed to get land through the municipality, and this is our current campus now.
In 1996, the board applied to the Kokstad TLC to buy the present site, which consists of 30 hectares.
1997 ground wearingly on. with meeting after meeting and very little to show for it, and still no title deeds. We had to be seen to be doing something to keep the naysayers at bay. With just 80,000 rand in the fund, we embarked on excavating the main field. Action at last. Something tangible was being done.
We had many angels at the time, and one of the angels that helped us was a businessman in town who also was a parent, and he lent us R1 million interest-free for a year, and we were able to build the high school with that. The bank then took that loan over, and we moved on to fundraising and doing what we could.
The next step was to think about the future of the school, and we got quotes, sort of 2.5 million, 2.4 million, which was not anywhere near our budget. So we were sitting in the boardroom, and Ivan Dorning said, "Well, I think, Owen, you're going to build a school."
Within 2 days, he was on site. Within a week, levelling had commenced, and wheels were back on the project.
The college block was the first block to be completed.
On the 20th of January 1999, saw the first college pupils, resplendent in their new St. Patrick's uniform, take over the campus.
And I have never seen a convoy of cars, trucks, little cars, big cars, everybody packing in, and we moved the entire school. I wasn't sure they were going to do it, but we managed to move the school within 48 hours.
St. Patrick's had at last achieved some credibility in the closing 6 months of 1998, thanks to good fundamental planning and the inputs and hard work of so many of our parents and teaching staff. This marked the culmination of just over 2 years of intensive workshopping, planning, negotiating, soul-searching and marketing. It is a tribute to the courage of the parent body of St. Patrick's that they supported the project and dubbed Pie in the Sky by skeptics.
I think one of the reasons we started St. Patrick's College was to build our local community and offer education that wasn't available, and the level of education and the facilities that you see around you today. And I certainly believe we achieved that. I think we've created a facility that we can be very, very proud of.
The one thing about East Griqualand is the people pulled together, and nothing here was done by one person. It was all done by teamwork, and although we were in trouble at times financially, the team pulled together and we got out of it.
This is the best thing that has ever happened, also to keep the younger families at home and to carry on with the legacy. And we always said, as the school, a good hospital, and then you will encourage all the young people to come back to Coxette.
I went to the Holy Cross Convent. My parents went to the Holy Cross Convent. My grandparents went to the Holy Cross Convent. My kids are 4th generation at St. Patrick's, and my grandkids are going to be 5th generation at St. Patrick's. The future's looking good, and it's exciting for all the young parents with kids who will bring their kids to this asset of East Griqualand.
In 1993, when it first commenced, there were a total of 14 employees, 8 teachers, 2 admin staff, and 4 support staff. 30 years on, it now has a total staff complement of 73. Teachers, admin and support staff of 55, and support staff of 18.
The 3 legs of the pot are the parents, and they are the pupils, and then there are the school, which is made up of the staff. And if one of those legs is not working, that pot falls to one side.
I know the sacrifice that my parents made to get us through the school, and now I've got 3 kids here, and I really want to carry on the legacy that my parents have set up for us. It is big shoes to fill, but I know that we can do it.
Keep building a great St. Patrick's. Keep building the team. Make the most of what you have. And remember, life, this is it. It's now. It's not later. You got to decide, do you want to sit in the stands and watch everybody, or do you want to get in the game? And believe me, when you're in the game, you become a far less critical person and a much stronger person.
What an amazing and wonderful journey it's been. 30 years. And thinking back, it was a difficult journey for us.
When we start looking at what St. Patrick's is, it epitomizes grit. Our story from when we started through to where we are today.
It created challenges, but it also gave us strength, strength and unity, and a purpose and a determination to get St. Patrick's College to where it is today.
There was an enormous credibility gap to bridge within our own parent body, let alone the community at large. People thought we had taken leave of our senses. Pie in the sky, they said. Little did they know, but we often questioned our own sanity.
It's been quite interesting for me to come here today, and I mean, it feels like it's come full circle. And I think it was year 2000. I was in grade 8 and my brother was in grade 6. And I remember my parents coming to drop us off at the off-campus boarding then, Mr. Ludidi's house somewhere in town. And I mean, I remember the emotions quite well as well in terms of how I felt. But I think one thing stood out for me was that it felt like home. St. Pat's always felt like home for me.
In a way, it's like coming home. And to drive onto this campus today and to see how the trees, which the rivets planted, and they were little saplings, and to see how the buildings have matured, and just to realize here is a school, a real honest-to-God independent school which meets the needs of the community and is thriving. That's a huge thrill.
I'd just like to extend my congratulations to the governing bodies that have come before us, to the staff that have come before us, to the pupils who took a bet on the school. There were risks, they had to bet on the school being a success, and despite the challenges, that is what it is today.
I think it's a tribute to what a community working together can achieve.
For me as a mum, my kids' happiness and security and continual support for the children was unquestionable and something you can never replace. Here I am full circle, back again, and I am blown away by this campus. It's just phenomenal. It's good to be home.
I will be grateful to St. Patrick's forever and forever for the start that it gave to our children's their lives.
I think looking back, it's something I would never ever swap. And I'm delighted to see what I see today. And it's a privilege being here. I haven't been here for about 17 years.
The staff of today, the parents of today, the board of today must just be so proud and so grateful. And we thank God for what a beautiful institution this has become.
I just wish St. Patrick's all the luck of the Irish going forward. And may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall soft upon your fields, the sun shine warm upon your face. And until we meet again, may God hold you, St. Patrick's, in the palm of his hand.
This was the beginning of the new St. Patrick's, our pie in the sky. We believe that our independent school will, in time, grow through the growing pains and contribute sustainably to the viability of our region. Signed, the Dream Merchant, Jerome Bosman.
As I look around and see the rolling lawns, the beautiful trees and the wonderful facilities that we now enjoy, I am in awe in what has been achieved in 30 years. From very humble beginnings, built on faith and no money, but the will to succeed by both parents and teachers, it has been a true miracle.